house for me, where the love circles around us like the gifts around our tree. Well, they say in LA it's a warm holiday, it's the only place to be. But a tender...
As everybody's finding a seat, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to the World Help offices today. My name is Noelle Yates. I'm the Vice President of World Help, and I'm so excited to have so many of you here at our home office in Virginia. But I'm also excited to have so many of you joining via live stream on Facebook and YouTube. And this is such a special day. We're celebrating Charles and celebrating his brand new album. It's Christmas time again. And World Help is really proud to be partnering with him. And if you're here, or you're tuning in and maybe you don't know much about World Help, we're a Christian humanitarian organization providing help and hope to people in need around the world. And what we mean by that is that we believe that without food and clothing and medicine and clean water that the body needs, well then faith, it means very little. But without faith that feeds our souls, everything else is just a short-term fix. But when you focus on both, body and soul, that's when something incredible happens. That's when transformation begins. That's when hope is restored. And we call that help for today and hope for tomorrow. And Charles and his wife Shay have been a part of helping us accomplish that all around the world. We've been partnering together with them and friends with them for more than 10 years. They have provided clean water to more than 2,000 people. They have provided church buildings in Guatemala and Peru. They have traveled with us to Guatemala, and Charles has brought back those experiences and the needs that he has seen, and he has shared that message in his concerts all across the country. And Charles is not afraid to dream big dreams and to go after those God-sized tasks, and that's a shared vision of ours, and I think why this partnership is so strong. So we are so happy to partner with him, and we could not be happier to be partnering on this new Christmas album. And the proceeds from this album are going to help provide food and clothing and clean water and medicine to refugee children and their families. And you're going to hear a lot more about that in a few minutes and see a video on that. But first, we want to celebrate. And I want you to hear live some of these incredible and beautiful songs on this new album. It's Christmas time again. So join me in welcoming Charles Billingsley.
Thanks, guys. Oh, well, this was a lot of fun to record, so let's have a little bit of fun here tonight. Y'all welcome Adam Lancaster, everybody. Old Mr. Kringle is soon gonna jingle the bells that'll tingle all your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is coming again. He's got a sleigh full, it's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is here again. He'll be here with the answer to the prayers that you made through the year. You'll get yours if you've done everything you should. Extra special good, he'll make this December the one you'll remember, the best and the merriest you ever did have. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is here again. All right. All your troubles away. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is here again. He's got a sleigh full, he's not gonna stay full. He's got stuff to drop at every stop of the way. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is here again. He'll be here with the answer to the prayers that you made through the years. should. Extra special good, he'll make this December the one you'll remember, the best and the merriest you ever did have. Everybody's waiting for him, they're all congregating for him, waiting for the man with the bag. Yeah. Oh, well, we're going to have some fun tonight. We won't take too much of your time, but we did just want to make you a little bit of aware of what's going on with this project. Here's another one. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink of bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene. And above all this bustle, you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. All right, Adam, it's all yours again. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, oh, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Very soon it will be Christmas Day. I love it. I love singing this stuff. You know, I have the hardest time remembering Christmas lyrics. I think it's because you only do these songs once a year, and so memorizing these things has been a little bit of a challenge for me, even though I recorded it in June. And, you know, speaking of recording, I'll tell you a little bit more about how we did it here in just a little bit, but I thought tonight it'd be kind of fun to share a couple of songs from this new project that I haven't ever sung in public yet. Uh, so this is the first time that anybody's heard this other than the actual record. It's actually the title cut. It's one of my favorite songs on the record, and it's a very old song. We worked hard to find some obscure tunes that are just beautiful Christmas numbers that a lot of people haven't heard in years. And this one was written 60 years ago, but I love the title, and it just seemed to capture the essence of the record because it's a Christmas record. You're going to like this. It's really original. It's Christmas time again. Snowflakes falling, church bells calling, it's Christmas time again. Fires lighted, kids excited, it's Christmas time again. Now Santa's sleigh is on his way with candy canes and toys and wonderful things that Santa Claus brings to good little girls and boys. Candle glow and mistletoe, it's Christmas time again. Stockings hung and carols sung, it's Christmas time again. There's the tree to trim, our glasses brim with love and joy and cheer to all. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New our glasses brim with love and joy and cheer to all. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New I just felt like the lyric of that tune, plus its title, made for a great title cut on this project. And another song that I really wanted to do, simply because of one line. There's one line in the last verse of this song that I just felt like I needed to sing on this particular project, because it is a Christmas record, and, you know, in the middle of the Christmas season. And by the way, have you noticed around culture these days, we say Christmas a lot more than we did in the last few years, and I'm just really happy about that. But in the midst of all this, you know, there's still the chaos and the trouble, the floods, the hurricanes, the earthquakes in Mexico, the shootings, and all the terrorism that's going on. And it's a troubled and dark world. And yet Jesus came as the light. And as his children, we are the light of the world, he reminds us. And there's always this tension between darkness and light. And there was a well-known poet named Henry Wadsworth Longfellow that was going through a dark period in his life. In fact, 2 years prior to writing this, he had just lost his wife in a horrific accident that happened in the kitchen. Her dress caught on fire and ended up killing her. She burned to death right there in the kitchen. And it's a horrific accident, a horrible story. And then just 2 years later, his son, unknowns to him, left home and went to join the Union Army to fight in the Civil War under Abraham Lincoln. And his father, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, found out about it and eventually made his way up to Washington, D.C. to find his son and gave him his blessing to be in the Army. But it was just a few months after that, in August, that his son was shot. And not killed, but came very, very close to being completely paralyzed for the rest of his life. And so when this happened, it was in August. Well, he was still in the hospital when Christmas rolled around. So Henry made the long trek back up to D.C. to be in the hospital with one of his 6 children, his son Charles, who had been shot. He made his way up there to be in the hospital with him. And as he sat by his bedside in the hospital, he could hear through the windows church bells ringing. And the church bells were ringing, reminding him of peace on earth. And yet here he is sitting next to this hospital bed in all kinds of turmoil. And he was having this little war within himself, kind of the same war that we have in our own culture, where we have trouble, and yet at the same time, there's the peace of the Lord Jesus in the midst of it all. And in this inner struggle and through this turmoil, he finally makes the conclusion at the end of this great poem called I Heard the Bells. He makes the conclusion that God is not dead, that God is still on his throne, and that God still reigns supreme, even in the midst of all the chaos and the trouble. And out of that came a beautiful song written from this poem, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought as how this day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rung so long the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Another reason I wanted to include that song is because it mentions the turmoil and the unrest in our world, and we have a lot of it, folks. And one of the major things I wanted to do with this record was not just do a Christmas record about Christmas, but Christmas is also about giving. and I wanted to somehow figure out a way to partner with a relief organization, and my favorite of which is World Help, so that we could not only bless people with some good music, but bless people in a little bit more tangible sort of way. So coming to tell you about what we're up to is Mark. Y'all welcome Mark, everybody.
Thanks, Charles. I hope you're enjoying the concert so far. Let's give Charles another hand, please. Well, like Charles said, my name is Mark Hogsett. I'm the Vice President of International Ministries here at World Help, and I wanted to talk to you just for a few minutes about something that we at World Help are very passionate about, something Charles is very passionate about, and that's providing help and hope and aid to hundreds and thousands of refugees around the world. Did you know that as we sit here tonight, as we speak, there are more global refugees, more refugees worldwide than any other point in history since World War II? Now think about that. Not only that, 75% of those are children. 75%, that's millions, are children. There's a lot of work to be done. There's no way around it. Many of you in this room have helped us already in providing aid to many of these refugee communities that we're talking about. Let me share a little bit about some of the work that we're doing and how you can get involved. We're working in the Middle East. World Help and our partners are providing aid like food and clothing and water and medical treatment to thousands, tens of thousands of refugees throughout the Middle East and Jordan and Syria and northern Iraq, where, as you've seen over the last several years, ISIS has just decimated community after community. You're a part of that. You're a part of helping with that. We're working in Nigeria, something that we don't see on the news as often as we do the Middle East, but Boko Haram has forced thousands and tens of thousands of Christians out of their homes in Nigeria just because they're Christians. And they need help. Today, they need help. They need food. They need shelter. They need water until their lives can return to normal. We're working in South Sudan, where for decades there's been wars and famine, and many South Sudanese refugees are fleeing to northern Uganda seeking shelter, seeking aid. World Help is there. Because of you, we're providing them with the aid that they need. We're also working in Europe, and you think, well, Europe, there's no refugee crisis in Europe. What you may not know is refugees fleeing the Middle East, trying to find somewhere else safe to live, oftentimes they make their way to communities in Europe where they process, hoping for asylum in another country like the U.S. or Australia or a European country, and there are thousands and thousands of refugees sitting right now in limbo with nothing, just the clothes on their backs. We're there. We're helping. We're very, very passionate about it. The work is ongoing. It's almost unimaginable. But what you can do tonight is help provide aid to those literally hundreds and thousands of refugees. World Help's President Vernon Brewer has spent this week with a small team from World Help on the Syrian border doing just that, providing aid to thousands of refugees. And he sent a special video, and I'd like you to watch that with me right now.
Hello from the Syrian border. I wish I could have joined you all tonight for the album release party. I have no doubt, Charles, you're doing an excellent job singing and kicking off your incredible new Christmas record. Charles is a dear friend of mine, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for his impact in my life and around the world. Our team has been busy this week here near the border, distributing aid to Syrian and Iraqi refugees. We just heard that a bomb exploded not far from here in Syria today and killed 2 people. We're seeing God's hand at work through the practical gospel every step of the way. We just visited a medical clinic, a school, and a vocational training center, all established to intervene in the lives of desperate refugees. And none of this would have been possible without the faithful support of our donors and our amazing partners, just like Charles. So Charles, I want to thank you for all you're doing to provide help and hope to people in need. I'm sure he'll share with you how he's committed to donate all the proceeds from his new album, It's Christmas Time Again, to help refugees far from home. So when you purchase a CD or an old school vinyl copy, you not only get 13 great songs for the holidays, you're bringing the hope of Christmas to a refugee. The proceeds are providing food, blankets, medicine, and other life-saving supplies, as well as a children's storybook Bible to refugee children across the Middle East. So I'm just blown away by Charles's consistent generosity and passion for those in the greatest need. And no doubt, all of you at this event today care about the wonderful initiative that Charles is doing, and you care about refugees too. Many of you have already given, I know, and I can tell you I'm seeing the results of your generosity right here on the ground. Refugees who were at the brink of despair have been given life-saving aid and hope. Children who lost everything are receiving school supplies and a second chance at a brighter future. And senior citizens who are ill are receiving the medical care they desperately need. And families with little protection against the cold are receiving blankets and heaters. And I know when you think of the Middle East, you probably think of deserts and warm temperatures. But right here, it's already below freezing at night, which means it's absolutely miserable for a refugee living in a thin tent without a coat or a warm blanket. So thank you for sending winter supplies, food, and more to refugees here and around the world. Thank you for sending Christmas to refugees and demonstrating the love of Christ in the season of his birth. I hope you all enjoyed the concert today, and I hope you and your loved ones have a wonderful Christmas season.
Tell you what, pretty cool to see Vernon up there. They're literally on their way back right now from Syria. I think he lands late tonight, but as you can see the background there where he's standing, I mean, it's not exactly a place where you want to go Christmas shopping. You know, this is a very difficult place. And what really blows me away is that, you know, a lot of these refugees, they are, in fact, most of them, these are not like, you know, people who were in desolate and desperate situations to begin with. No, they were living in cities with families, doctors, dentists, teachers, lawyers, people just like you and me. Can you imagine just somebody coming into Lynchburg and driving you out of your home and you being forced to live in a tent somewhere in Missouri where you know no one and you have no shelter, no food, no clothing, no blankets or anything? That's, in essence, what's happened to these people. And so it's a very, very dark and difficult situation. And for many of them, I'm sure it seems hopeless. So what we're trying to do is just, you know, by the giving of a simple blanket or medicine or a Bible, deliver hope, and in turn, earn the right for them to listen to the gospel. So in concerts, as I go around the country here, in fact, we're leaving next Tuesday after we finish the Thomas Road show. I'm going to hit about, 15 more cities with this thing. What I do is I just tell a little bit about the story, and then I play this video while I sing this song. This is the only song on the record, by the way, that was written after 1960. And so this is actually a fairly new song written by a guy named Chris Rice, whose family actually lives here in town. But it's a little song called Welcome to Our World. And I wanted to record this song simply because I felt like the lyrics really they really fit the message of what we're trying to portray with this crisis with the refugees. So I'm going to give you this song. We got a little video that we use in concert for it. And the purpose of doing it tonight is just so you can kind of get a little feel for what I'm about to do as I run around the country presenting these songs and this message. There it is, but we just don't have any sound. You got any sound, guys? It's just a video of a guy riding his bike. It just goes over and over and over again. Same 50 yards. There he goes. Yep. That little girl's with him every time, too. It's weird. Well, I think from Vernon's video, you could see just a little what these are. These are camps, these little refugee camps, and you can see there's no grass, there's no playgrounds, there's nothing. It's just very, very heartbreaking. But I tell you what, Adam, why don't we stop the video, guys, and I'll just sing you the song. Is that all right? In fact, why don't you just leave that image up right there? That's pretty good one. That cute little boy right there. Tears are falling, hearts are breaking. How we need to hear from God. You've been promised, we've been waiting. Welcome, Holy Child. Welcome, Holy Child. Hope that you don't mind our manger. How I wish we could have known. But long awaited, holy stranger, make yourself at home. Please make yourself at home. Bring your peace into our violence. Bid our hungry souls be filled. World now breaking, heaven's silence. Welcome to our world. Welcome to our world. Fragile fingers sent to heal us, tender brow prepared for thorns, tiny heart whose blood will save us. Unto us is born, unto us is born. So wrap our injured flesh around you. Breathe our air and walk our side. Rob our sins and make us holy. Perfect Son of God. Perfect Son of God. Welcome to our world. Well, do you have time for a couple more? Okay, 9 more. That's all. Hey, this is one of my favorite songs on the whole record. When we recorded this, I just got happy because I just think this song feels so good. December. It always happens in December. I get to yearning for a Christmas I know, with holly and snow, the kind we used to have back home a long, long time ago. December brings back a scene that I remember, the lighted Christmas trees and windows at night, so cheerful and bright, and all the world's a wonderland, all covered with white. Children sound asleep on Christmas Eve, they're dreaming dreams of make-believe. You can bet tomorrow they'll be thrilled when they wake to find their stockings filled. December. These are the things that I remember, and so no matter what my fortune may be, or where I may roam in December, I'll be going home. Children all asleep on Christmas Eve, they're dreaming dreams of make-believe. You can bet tomorrow they'll be thrilled when they awake to find their stockings filled. December. These are the things that I remember, and so no matter what my fortune may be, or where I may roam in December, I'll be going home. I like that one. And I love that little line that says, it's a wonderland all covered with white. I don't know if you'll have a white Christmas this year. I hope you do. I'm pretty sure I won't, because I'm going to be in San Diego. And so it's unfortunate, but I'll be dreaming of a white Christmas. I can guarantee you that. And one of the songs I've always wanted to record is that great classic by Bing Crosby, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. Just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Well, I have to tell you, there's a special family here tonight, the Wingfields, that have really just come to mean a whole lot to me. And it's because of them and because of World Help that this record was even possible. So I just want to tell you thank you. And I want to tell you guys thanks for being here tonight. I want to thank you in advance for grabbing a copy of this record. And I can sell it unapologetically because none of it goes to me. It's all going to World Help. And I hope to goodness that you'll put a little bit into these projects so that we can feed as many people as possible. We got vinyls and we have CDs, and they're back there in the back. So when we finish this last tune, feel free to grab some more food. I think we probably got some food left, don't we? Yeah? Okay, good. Well, grab some more food, check out the project. I'll stick around a little while and explain a few things to you, or assign whatever if you want me to. Let's thank Adam again for his help. And then back there, Dustin and Andrew back there, they brought in all the speakers and sound and everything. You guys are awesome. Thanks for your help, guys. Thank you. And my wife's here. Let's see, where are you, Shay? She's right back there. Y'all, this is so cool to have Shay back here with us. She flew in last night just to be here during the show. So thanks, babe, for making your way here. And yeah, that's fine. Give her a hand. And y'all pray that our boys don't burn down the house while we're gone. But I got a lot of great friends here tonight, so thank you for coming. I really appreciate you. And more than anything, I want to thank World Help because, you know, this is just one little tiny project that they're involved in. They do stuff like this all year round, trying to do anything and everything they can, well, you can, to raise awareness for all the issues going on in this world as it relates to hunger, orphans, clean water, the problem with the refugees, church planting in Cuba and Peru and everywhere else. Listen, the reach of World Help is massive. So if you're not familiar with what World Help does, make sure that you familiarize yourself with this ministry, and I hope that you'll give as well. Because like Vernon said, man, there's a whole lot of issues in this world that we're trying to do our part in bringing peace and hope and life and the gospel to. So I'm just honored to do a little piece. And really, when you think about Christmas and when I think about this record, my favorite Christmas song of all time was "O Holy Night." And on this project, we did an amazing arrangement of "O Holy Night," and it's completely a cappella with a choir.
There's just two of us.
they couldn't make it. So instead, I'm going to give you an old version of "O Holy Night" that I love to do. It's from my very first Christmas project many years ago. But nevertheless, the lyrics are the same, and the heart behind it is the same. He's a holy God and worthy of our worship. Oh, holy night, and the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and ever pining, till He appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of this weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night divine. Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, night divine. God bless you guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Get some food, fellowship, have a good time the rest of the night, all right? God bless you. Stay as long as you can, leave when you need to, all right?